Oh, I was muted. Hello. We're getting started. We're going. Ravens, how we doing? We did have some questions earlier. I'm going to answer these ones real quick. 6 or 7 for new variable. Raymond says the world will never know. True. Matt, I have some more White Flare Black Bolt binders. They are up. They're up on the site now. Angler. All good, dude. I just want to make sure you got it. I'm gonna, whenever you get a chance or on the next stream or whatever it is, when you use that, if you do, place an order, I will get you some goodies. Because I gotta get you some stuff shipped from some giveaways and things like that. I'm gonna throw you some extra goodies, so glad you got there. Ravens wants to know if I have any sleeves. I do. I don't know. I might list those on the site. I honestly might just post those in Discord because I got a whole bunch of them. So yeah, let's say that. Let's say I will do that. I'll post them in the like buy sell trade in the Discord. I'm gonna keep looking for the Evolution sleeves, the new ones. These ones. I could have some of those. Okay. I'm gonna let some people pour in here. You know, this is impromptu. Not something we've done for a minute. Been too busy. Usually with packing. This week I got a pretty good handle on it already. So I said, you know what? Let's do a live stream Q&A. The first one here, the State of the Mon, on the first Monday of the new year. We've got a whole bunch of different topics that I want to cover. So usually if you guys are new and you don't know how this works, usually it is 10 minutes of me yapping, and then you guys get to ask questions, and then I go back through chat and answer any questions that anyone has. Doesn't have to be about Pokemon, could be about the business, could be about whatever. I will answer your questions. Oh, I just realized I have Smart Shuffle playing on the music, which is not what I wanted. Yeah, 10-minute pod, that's right. So I'm gonna talk for 10 about a few different things and hopefully spur some topics of conversation, and then we can get into any questions that you guys have. If you have any questions, it's extremely helpful if you can throw an emoji or a question mark at the beginning. That way I don't miss it as the bot is doing its own thing, spamming, and as you guys are talking to each other, whatever it is. But hello everybody, welcome in. Throw some likes on the stream. That just helps get new people in here. I'm gonna keep saying that. You know, the more likes, the more interactions, the better. And it really doesn't cost you anything to hit a thumbs up. So I am very appreciative of that. All right, let me get into it. I want to talk a little bit, and I know I've referenced it a few times in the Discord. I posted Galaxy's video. There's a lot of people that are doing big like
Zorner has like
2025 year in review kind of stuff. Seabass with the $10 super chat. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you very much for the 10 bucks. Seabass. Good to have you in, man. Probably your first Q&A. So, a lot of people do 2025 year in review, business review, kind of talk about that kind of stuff. So I've been getting my stuff together. I've had to create a lot of reports through my website, and then I was originally going to do a bunch of stuff through TikTok, but it's not worth it. I did sales on TikTok before merging to the website. I'll tell that story about how I used to stream on TikTok and how I started on TikTok, why I started on TikTok. I'll tell that story as part of that video, but the majority of everything that I'm going to reference is going to be specific to being on YouTube, selling through my website, that kind of a thing. So that's kind of my that's where I'm at with that. So I might not answer some of those questions today if they're going to be in that video. I'm not going to talk too much about it, but what I do want to talk about specifically is December. This is a little bit different for me. You know, the exposure that I had to Pokemon from a business standpoint is extremely limited until this year. And the main point that I have for referencing trends is what is everyone saying are the trends. And so the summer slowdown was supposed to be a thing. The MSRP return within a few weeks to a couple months, that was supposed to be a thing. And as we got into Black Friday, a lot of people were talking about how there's just going to be all this product on the shelves. And I really did buy into that. I think Pokemon intentionally wants, especially in the US, they intentionally want that Black Friday through Christmas timeline to be, you can buy as much Pokemon as you can get your hands on. Even if they have to run sales, right? Even if it's Costco or Walmart or Target running Black Friday deals to just get this stuff off the shelves, get new stuff in. I think that's what Pokemon wants. Again, I have no idea. Nobody actually knows unless they work for Pokemon. Again, we're just talking about trends. But what I will say is what I underestimated was the impact that that would then have on me and my business, Zorner Cards as an operation, the interaction within the live streams, not just from a financial perspective, but also from just a community perspective. A winter slowdown, a Black Friday to Christmas slowdown was not something that I anticipated. In retrospect, it's very obvious. I think that it's pretty clear that when you get to that Thanksgiving to Christmas timeline in the United States, there's a lot of people spending money on other people, and for the most part, you all that are here are spending money on yourselves or other people in this community, more so than spending money buying things from me for other people as gifts or whatever it may be, right? So that's just something for me to keep in mind going forward. Next year, certainly something that I'll want to be thinking about is the fact that maybe I could take some more time off as we get into that holiday season. I can slow down the streams a little bit. I can make more of a focus on what exactly the plan is for selling sealed product maybe during the holidays and having some things related to that, as opposed to saying, hey, you guys are out there, you know, we just had a big government shutdown. A lot of people are spending their money on family members, on siblings, on children, on friends, you know, whatever it is, buying a whole bunch of different gifts for other people. That's not necessarily going to be the type of interaction that exists within my operation, if that makes sense, right? I am very much in the Uber Eats mindset of Pokemon, as opposed to the gift card giving of an Uber Eats gift card, if that makes sense, right? You're ordering food for yourself, you do it through Uber Eats, but it's the holiday season, you're buying someone else an Uber Eats gift card, you're buying them some Target double box Black Friday deal that they had. You're buying, you know, some other store that's an online only store, and you know they just do sealed product. You're buying them Pokemon maybe, but it's coming from them as opposed to the live streams. But I want to say all of that with the caveat that that's not just something that I experienced, and I'm not saying it to an extent where it's like, ooh boy, that was rough. I just think I I don't want to say over leveraged. I over expected the amount of business that I would do during a time period in which I was spending a lot of money to get to the end of the year with a $0 net balance for tax purposes. Something else that I'll talk about, and I can answer questions about that, talk a little bit about it, but you guys will see that in the video, that my net revenue this year as a business is technically $0 because I was buying inventory at the end of the year to carry over into the next year to effectively kick the can down the road. Tax, blah, blah, who cares? But that perspective of it is it impacted my ability to have certain things on hand that I wanted to have on hand because I was expecting sales to be at a certain point. and my expenditures were matching that at the end of the year. So a little bit of turbulence related to that. But the main reason that I bring all this up is not to say that I didn't, notice these things in particular. It is that in general, the marketplace had a bit of a tumble. And so I'd like to show you guys a few things. The first one is going to be the easiest one. We just did the MSRP of this, the MSRP sale this weekend. If you look here, this is Journey Together booster packs. And we are looking at a pack that was trading hard above $5 for a long time. Obviously, it was up in the $7 range, and we hit that Black Friday mark. And these packs were in everything. They were in the Mega Charizard UPC. They were in all the Target boxes, all the Walmart boxes. They were everywhere. And they were everywhere for sub MSRP. So what happens? Everyone gets their hands on them. And a pack that was around $7 going into September and October went all the way down for a couple days here below $5 a pack. Now, is MSRP $4.50 a pack? Is it $5 a pack? Sure. For all intents and purposes, $5 a pack in the modern market is pretty crazy. So, when we look at something like this, and yeah, we see a little bit of a spike back, and, it's TCG players, so it's hard to nail down what a market price is necessarily, because I can tell you, if you went to Front Row Card Show in Phoenix 2 weeks ago, they were not selling packs for $5 of Journey Together. It was not $4.75 for a pack of Journey Together. It was still $6, $7 for packs of Journey Together, probably $7. Everything is roughly $1 more than what you think market price actually is. And that's just the difference between not having to pay tax, not having to pay shipping, when you're somewhere in person in real life. But what does it look like now? Well, we saw a bit of a bounce. And again, these are not big swings, right? We do know that, okay, well, it looks like it's going down a lot. And we are talking about, this is 10% drop effectively. And if we look, it's down 3%. Okay, whatever. Let's look at something like Phantasmal Flames, where when this set came out, it was $8, $9, $10 a pack. Well, all of a sudden, we are at a point where it's now $9, $8, and it's dipped down, went to 6.5, and it's holding strong at around that 6.5 mark. If we look here, it's kind of, it had a decent fall off here. Obviously, whatever sales were going up over the holidays here are not really going to count. They're not going to matter in the long run. But I do just want to talk about that from the perspective of this is how we expect sets to work these days. Now, this is annoying that this is on the chart. $17 a pack is crazy. But on launch, $10 a pack, and now it's roughly 40% down from that $10 a pack, 30% down from there. That's pretty much the way that we expect sets to work in the modern era. I saw some questions about Ascended Heroes. We'll talk about Ascended Heroes. It's going to be a little bit different, but if we look at Mega Evolution, let me pull up Mega Evolution booster packs. I bet you it has basically the same trajectory, if not a little bit stronger over the last little bit here, but yeah. Opening weekend, we're seeing $9 a pack, $8.50 a pack. It held pretty strong, and we're at around $6.50 a pack at this point. So that's kind of what I would say. This is what we expect, right? And there's a little bit of pickups and downs and, whatever it is. Now, is this people just getting bored of the set? Maybe. Is this an abundance of the set? Probably, right? We had a lot of boxes that had Destined Rivals and Mega Evolution attached to them. Mega Evolution's also in that Mega Charizard UPC. There's just a lot of things here. But again, it's not like it's a bad set and that's why the price is bad, right? It's just this is what we would expect from these modern sets today. Now, that's the loose pack price. Let's look at something crazy and talk here about where we've been on the Destined Rivals booster boxes. So, if you guys were around, Destined Rivals first came out. It did have a decent chunk that got taken out of it. We were down to like $247 for a booster box, which if you are new, that's still insane. I don't think that Battle Styles booster boxes hit $250 for a very long time. And they might not even be there today, but that's still under $7 a pack. And if we're looking at things like Mega Evolution that came out at $7 a pack, The low on the booster box for Destined Rivals was around $7 a pack. Overnight, effectively, we saw that spike from around $350. It went all the way up in like a week. It went up from $350 to almost $500. And then they sold off a little bit. And if you look at the last month, it's pretty steady at $390. You can't see the market price over here, but it's $390. It says it up here, $390. You go to a card show, these are $400 to $425 a box at card shows. And people pay that price because of the sealed premium. Not to open, because you can go and buy a booster pack of this for like $7 a pack. Still only that $250 price range. But this is one of those things where we haven't seen a lot of booster box reprints. And there's a lot of talk out there about, will we ever see them? Is Pokemon moving away from them? Once again, nobody has any clue. Keep that in mind. Like, unless you are literally Mr. Pokemon, or you are paid by Pokemon International, you don't have an idea more than anybody else. You might have some inklings, you might have some information more than anybody else, but you don't know. You don't know in the way that anybody else could possibly know whether they're going to print more of these or not. You would imagine they will. Dan Catchball Collectibles is always going to say every set has been available for sub MSRP in some product at some point in time, right? And so there's always that availability. And one other thing that I want to talk about is where we're at with Prismatic Evolutions. So this is hard to explain because in the grand scheme of things, if you look at Prismatic, like, yeah, it was $14 a pack. And yeah, it's not $14 a pack anymore. But if you guys remember, I made the bet that it was going to go back to $9 a pack. Was that in September? And it didn't. It didn't go to $9 a pack. And in fact, it went there for a day, it says. It hasn't gone back to $9 a pack, but let's look at the last 3 months. It also hasn't gone below $8 a pack. Like, you can't sit here and look at the charts of the normal. These are, again, yeah, these are booster box sets. I understand. These are mainline sets. They go down. They go down. You know, maybe they hang around, then they go down. The booster box here, if we go look at the Destined Rivals booster pack, we'll see the same thing. This is kind of what I want to lead into with Ascended Heroes. That's going to be a little bit different. But let's look. I mean, look, it's $7.24 a pack. If you could buy these packs for $7.24, that's the same thing as buying a $260 booster box. And yet the booster boxes are $400. There's an extreme difference there. But we see a Destined, listen, Destined's a little bit of a different case, but we see the tailor off, right? They came out with more booster bundles, some other stuff. Prismatic is its own beast. It's too valuable. The cards inside of a God pack are too valuable. It is going to be buoyed by God packs and demigod packs. It is going to be buoyed by the fact that the Umbreon is one of the most expensive cards in the Scarlet and Violet era. I will talk about the other most expensive card in the Scarlet and Violet era in a second. But we have to consider that we may never see prices for Prismatic Evolutions truly drop. And I know, I just said, I referenced Dan a few seconds ago, there is no set that has not been available under MSRP. No booster box that hasn't been available under $100 a booster box. In the history of Pokemon, well, if there's a set that can, like, weather that storm of Pokemon trying to print it into submission, it might be Prismatic Evolutions, because this is a lot. This window here, like, you could see, and we'll just go by sales on TCG Player. If you look at the sales here in the first half of last year, this is the staggered releases of everything. So it was like the ETBs, then it was the ETBs of the posters, the binders, the booster bundles, then they start coming out with the Super Premium Collection and the figurine collection, all these other things, right? Those don't come out until the second half of the year. But the first half of the year, they had the normal staged release of everything that was supposed to come out. The Costco bundles dropped, even the ETB and the booster bundle. We saw the price come down on all these things. And then they kept printing more products related to this for the next 6 months, and that price did not continue with a downward trend. It is down, but it hit that low, and it fell below $9 in September. It was in single digits, and it's still where it's at. Because people are comfortable with the upside of this pack at $8 a pack. That one I don't know how to explain, but I want to look at all these things under the commentary of the last 3 months. So let's do that, because I do want to talk about what we saw through the holiday season so you guys can understand. Pokemon wants stuff to be on the shelves. They will hold, in my opinion, hold back printing or hold back distribution of product in order to get it set out for the holidays. The supply that hit with Black Friday into New Year on all these sets, Surging Spark, same thing, Twilight Masquerade, same thing. This is the drop, and I don't know why the 3-month chart is all, it says none of these sold. Anyway, yeah, there you go. These all, you can tell by the price and the total sales. Everyone gobbling up those lower prices for the last 3 months. But then if you're going to look at the last, and this is going to be the last month here, as we get into the new year, these prices have all ticked. Well, Mega Evolution still holding low. Ticking up. Destined Rivals, ticking up. Destined Rivals booster boxes, ticking up over the last, I mean, this is just crazy. So, that's what I want to talk about. One other thing that I have to mention as we're doing our recap. This card is crazy. We have not pulled one of these on stream. I don't know if we'll ever pull one of these on stream. We literally hate this card. I stopped stocking 151 Surprise because it's miserable to open at this point. It's still too expensive. $1,500 PSA 10 sales in the United States. $1,400, $1,500 PSA 10 sales in the United States. We could go all the way back. Here's November, $1,400. We could go $1,300 or 13 pages back. November 1st, $2,500 in I mean, these are all in Taiwan, China. Show me the US ones. $1,500 CGC 10. Here's a black label that went for, can you guys, where is this one for you guys? $9,100 for a black label, $2,500 for a gold label. Gangachu is what it is, man. It's a sick card. I really liked it. I made a video about how I thought 151 Surprise was going to lead the way. And that's where we're at. It's still just as expensive. And I haven't looked recently. Let me go look. Let me see if my guy has 151 Surprise boxes up. Show me the pricing on the jumbo boxes. Yeah, they're still, they still are almost $200 a box. It's crazy. So that's the Gangachu commentary. The rest of this stuff here, I just want to talk about, like, the more you guys understand the trends of this stuff, the more that you really, like, get the way that things work. And then when they don't work that way, just pay attention to how Pokemon reacts to it. Take a look at Prismatic Evolutions. Realize it's like a once in an era set. There's no other set in Scarlet and Violet that they printed into oblivion and met price resistance. Like, we could look at 151 packs. I don't think it's going to have the same trajectory. I mean, over the last year, it's going to be tough. Obviously, it's exploded, and you've seen a million people saying they're never going to be able to print it ever again. Pokemon is bound by law to never print it again. Don't get me started on that rant. Maybe I'll save that for the next Q&A we do, but 151 eventually will go out of print, but there's no guarantee of when. There's no guarantee of any of it. You would just expect it to happen because that's the way it has happened. But this pack was $4 a pack at Costco sitting on the shelves 2 summers ago. Maybe we see Prismatic get to that point, but it just feels like its own thing. So that's all I wanted to talk about at the end of 2025 there. I did a little bit more than 10 minutes. I hope that's okay. I will let you guys continue to fill up the chat with your questions. So if you just tuned in and you're like, what is happening? I've only been watching for the last month. Why is he just talking? Where are the cards? Where are the packs? Doing a live Q&A. Usually every Monday I try to do a live Q&A. Gonna try and keep that going. I PokeNE made a statement in one of his most recent live Q&As that he did, where he said that he thinks live videos are going to be the meta in 2026. I'm glad to hear he's catching on, because I've done 4 of these already, and he's only on his 2nd. So, Brian, if you're watching this, shout out. I don't really have anything to say. That just sounded snarky, and I was trying to be edgy and cool. Let's get into the questions, though. Feel free to drop them in the chat if you guys have any. I will answer. If I miss your question, feel free to drop it again. You can spam. I don't care. Give me the interactions. Thumbs up on the video, all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. Let's see here. Pokevon's in the chat. Rockin' says they got their order. Nice. Yes, reminder for you guys. It is Monday, which means I have not shipped anything from last week yet. I will ship it tomorrow. So if you're getting a package today or tomorrow, it is the one from over Christmas until the end of the new year. Did get a few questions about that. I did not want to ship anything through the Christmas holiday because shipping is a nightmare and things would get lost anyway. And I had people sending me pictures of their stuff getting destroyed no matter what. So weather's bad. Logistics are bad during the holidays. I wanted to wait until after Christmas to get everything out. So you should have everything, and then you'll be caught up on the rest of your orders from last week. Those will get shipped out tomorrow. I literally have them all sitting right here behind me. That's the deal. What do you think of Ascended Heroes? Think the pull rates will be good? I'm hoping that Ascended Heroes is on par with Black Bolt, White Flare, Crown Zenith. That's my hope. I want it to be a fun set, like Black Bolt, White Flare. I want it to be an iconic set, like Crown Zenith. I want us to not have prismatic evolutions the exact same way, and I don't think we will. I think the way the set is built is completely different than prismatic is. Prismatic famously doesn't have any illustration rares, which is insane. We introduced illustration rares in Scarlet and Violet era, and then we have what is considered the most iconic set, prismatic evolutions. And guess what? We didn't put any illustration rares in it. What are you gonna do? Master Balls all the way. Thanks, Pokemon. Mega Attack rares should be in the set. It looks like some of them are gonna be promo cards. We've got illustration rares, SIRs. You're gonna have a gold, 2 golds. Do I think the pull rates will be good? I think the gold pull rates will be on par with the BWRs. So actually, the BWRs have better pull rates than the golds in Mega and Phantasmal. This is a specialty set, which I wanted to talk about a little bit earlier. I'm sure we'll get into that throughout the rest of the way here. This is not a booster box set. This is not a mainline set. This is what is a half set or a specialty set. So because of that, you will not have booster boxes for this set, which means the packs are going to be that specialty pack set where you can technically get a triple hitter pack, you can get a demigod pack, you can get a god pack. If there's no booster box, that's when you're God Pack eligible. That's what we've seen at least, right? Again, Pokemon, they can do literally whatever they want. Dusty says, what is this? Witchcraft? Indeed, Dusty, what is it? Personal is here early. Seabass has me a Q&A. Yes, you think Ascended Heroes will be a wash with the 30th anniversary sets? No, I think the 30th anniversary set will have nothing to do with any of the other sets whatsoever. I think that if you think the 30th anniversary set is this stopgap, it's the end of the cliff, it's the top of the roller coaster, there's no way to know. Everyone's been talking about the 30th anniversary for the last year and a half. We're going to get the 30th anniversary. You're going to get so much of it. Pokemon's going to put 1 billion cards in packs and collection boxes and all this stuff. You're going to get sick of opening it. For a year and a half, you're going to be able to open that set. It's probably not going to be that expensive. If it's the same as Celebrations, it's going to be 4 cards in the pack. I think Pokemon really likes doing that. So they're probably going to do that for this one. Again, I don't know. That's really speculation. But with the success that they've had with Simplified Chinese of doing 4 card packs the same way that Celebrations is with the Gem 1, 2, and 3, I see no reason why they aren't going to make Celebrations 30th edition. It's going to have 4 cards in the pack. They're going to put it into everything with Destined Rivals, Phantasmal Flames, Ascended Heroes. You're going to get 2 packs of 30th Celebrations, and you're going to have 1 million of those to open. A year and a half, you'll rip it to your heart's content. Then you'll have a year of not ripping it, and then guess what's around the corner? A year of people talking about, oh, we're in a downtime, and when's the 35th anniversary? And then you're going to have a year and a half of people talking about how the 35th anniversary is going to save Pokemon. Everyone knows about the 35th anniversary. That's the Pinewood anniversary. I don't know any of the silver or paper, any anniversary things, but we'll be back in this cycle in 5 years, I'm sure, and everyone's going to be going crazy for whatever they call the 35th celebration set. If Ascended Heroes is good enough to be good, it's going to be good enough to be better than the 30th anniversary if it has to be. 30th anniversary, we don't even know when any of that stuff is coming out. So that part I am not uncertain about the success of Pokemon sets just because of another set. I think if Journey Together was before Twilight Masquerade, it would have been more successful than being sandwiched between Prismatic and Destin. But I don't think it would have been twice as successful. I just think it would have been 5% more successful than Twilight Masquerade, for example. Yes, Raymond says, remember to ask questions. I know I could do the question thing, but that's hard because it's separate from the chat itself. So I'm a fan of just having people type their stuff. Jansen, how you doing? Salmon, you walked into a meeting. Probably looked like a lecture for a little bit there. Josie says, hate VA. Josie, I'm going to buy you a mirror. Sneeze said, Black Bull White Flare, the biggest comeback I've ever seen. $9.50 a pack pre-Costco to $7.50 during Costco. Pack to $8.50, still climbing all within 2 weeks. Yeah, I think one of the main things that I learned from the Paldean Fates, Prismatic, and Black Bolt White Flare drops that happened is everyone's going to get their stuff, and then they want to dump it right away, but the market price is not going to crash to the low in that first 3 days after everyone gets their stuff. So, for some of you out there who were selling me Black Bolt and White Flare, much appreciated. Your Costco packs have been great. We've pulled some white Reshirams and some black Zekroms. We're very happy about that. But I overpaid because I got them from you immediately. If you noticed, those people, I waited maybe another week, another 2 weeks here at the end of the year before buying any more because the price is going to be a little more stabilized. And now it's coming back up, so maybe I waited a little too long. But for me, if I'm going to buy a whole bunch, I'm probably going to wait a few days because market price is going to be a lie. Market price is going to be a lie. Paldean Fates, that market price was a lie. If you could buy Paldean Fates for $7.50 a pack, $8 a pack, $9 a pack, back when that Walmart drop happened, or the Sam's Club drop, like, what are we talking about? Everyone's, oh, they're not going to print 151 anymore. Guess what's in that same block? Paldean Fates. So, we all of a sudden we need a 50% price drop just because there was a bunch of packs that came out of Sam's Club and Walmart? When these price drops happen, it is people being extremely reactionary. You don't want scalpers scalping? The scalpers are the ones that sell it for really cheap right away. That's just the way that part of it works. The people that sell to me are not scalpers. The people that sell to me are, savvy business people who go, I'll wait until the price comes up and then I'll sell to you. That's the way it works. I wish they would sell to me for cheap. I pay strong. Galaxy's in the house. Shout out Galaxy. All right, guys, here we go. Do I have the list up here? In the bottom left-hand corner, if you guys can see it there. Code Zorner, $10 credit at galaxygrails.io. Go watch Galaxy Card Shop's video on YouTube. Sign up with code Zorner on galaxygrails.io for a nice $10 credit. Is that my first live hashtag ad read? That's not a hashtag ad read. That's just my promo code. Christina says, which set is going to be the easiest to invest in when master setting? Is it there? There's price charting has that? You know, honestly, this would be a really good question to ask. I bet you New Variable in the Discord would know the answer to this question. Probably has some master setting website that will tell you like the total if you bought everything near mint. it would tell you how much a master set would cost of a certain set. I bet there's some websites out there that do that kind of stuff. I don't know if like Collector has that where you could just go in and plug all the stuff in. Yeah, I'm not too sure about that. Also, I don't know. Maybe I don't want to rant on it, and it's not like I'm picking on Christina for saying this, but there's a lot of obsession with master sets out there. No wrong way to collect, but I feel like a lot of people hear master set and it sounds really flashy and they go to it right away. Obviously not a hard requirement, but if you're looking to master set something, you should probably master set something you like as opposed to something that's just cheap. That's my opinion. Sam's Club getting a prismatic next month, surprise box and booster bundle. That's kind of a nice one. The surprise boxes are great. We needed an Ascended Heroes surprise box where the stamped promo is a stamped mega attack. That's what I think. I would love to see that for a surprise box. Okay, it's not personal. This is a good business question here. Here we go. Let's test my my acumen here. How is streaming set up? Computer, phone, computer, extra camera. Which apps do you use for YouTube streaming? How would I get this prepped? Also, as for the store, is an LLC needed? You should... Why? Pete's yelling at me through the door. You should almost certainly have an LLC if you are doing business through your own operation. If you exist only as someone who sells on eBay, there's a difference. If you are on... Man, even if you're on TikTok or whatnot or anything like that, you almost certainly should have an LLC. Again, like, is it a requirement? It's going to depend. For me, like, I had to have a business bank account in order to process credit cards on my own. Just have an LLC. Like, if you guys have seen anything from my LLC, it is not Zorner Cards. It is just it's an LLC. I had a buddy who wanted me to go in on a coffee shop with him, and I was like, I probably need an LLC if I'm going to do that. And then nothing ever happened with it, but I just had the LLC, and that was like kind of nice because then I just didn't have to do all this other stuff related to it. As far as how I do streaming, I will show you. I'm not like super stoked on how I do it, but I'm webcam to webcam, so I have one of these on each side. One faces me, one faces the cards. At some point, I would like to have actual cameras. The DSLRs that have HDMI plugins, so you just plug them into the capture cards and they feed to your computer and you go that way. The webcams are so easy and so nice, and I made the recommendation to a few people. I use the OBS bot Meet 2, I think is the name, and I really should have affiliate links for Amazon so that you guys can buy things. But if you use the affiliate link for eBay, I think I get like, I don't know, whatever, 1%. If you buy anything on eBay, I think I get 1%. So, I need to figure that stuff out. That's part of the goals for 2026 here. Affiliate links, figure them out. And I'll probably make a video talking about my streaming setup. I've got new lights that I'm setting up. If you guys were here on the weekend streams, I had a light bar that I was running for the cards. I have a new one now that's like going to be the actual one that I go with. I'm excited about that. Because it reduces, if you look right now, like I have this overhead light on and it just makes everything like really shiny because it's a garage light essentially that I got from Costco. Yeah, I use Streamlabs OBS. I probably should not. I should probably just use OBS. I've just always streamed with Streamlabs. Even though it's worse. It's like the dumbed down worse version. So I've always used Streamlabs for a whole bunch of different stuff. I record all my videos in there also. That's just the way it is. But I did use my phone for a while at first. And then the feed cuts out when you do anything else on your phone. So that part is not good. If you have a second phone, if you have an old phone, you could just use your phone. That's really good. I think even like CTR uses a cell phone for his card cam. So I'll probably make a video talking about what my setup is and then put a bunch of affiliate links in there so you guys know exactly what I'm using, what I bought, and that kind of a thing. And then I use like a boom mic so that I don't have to have the mic right in front of my face, and I yell anyway, so it picks it up. Good for the ASMR of the opening of the packs. I said boom mic, it's a shotgun mic. yeah, if there's anything else that you're looking for, how would you get prepped? I don't know. I don't know how to answer that part exactly, personal. Just do it. Mess around with it. You don't have to go live. You can do a private live. You can do... I'm going to reference him again. PokeNE was talking about doing unlisted YouTube videos just to get used to making videos and editing them and posting them. And if you don't want anyone to see it, that doesn't matter. Just do it. But yeah, that's what I would say. Just get on there, poke around, set up a bunch of different stuff. I am very rudimentary with a lot of my things. I wish I was more intense. Like, I have this and this, and I can go to this, and like, none of it is actually... I'm not using my Stream Deck that I have. It's literally sitting here for me to plug in. I have not plugged it in. I should be better about that. I have plans to be better about that. I have things specifically that I want to do that require me to be better about that. But the reality is, like, you got to give the people what they want. I think that when I first started this, if I just did a no-face hand recording of pack openings, I wouldn't be here today. And I'm not saying that it's because of my face. I'm saying that people wanted to see somebody, as opposed to going on TikTok or whatnot, and it's just some dude that's getting paid minimum wage to open packs for some big conglomerate streamer. It's me. In the beginning, I said it was always going to be me. I've had McWizard on a few streams. I've had Brooks open some packs. I've had Mrs. Zorner open some packs, so I guess I lied when I said it was only ever going to be me on camera, and it was always going to be me. But I struggle with this with a lot of people. A lot of people are, hey, when are you going to hire a second streamer? Hey, when are you going to pass the streaming off to somebody else and do the operations side of it? Sorry, I like doing this job. I can't even think of, like, right now if I were to not stream. Like, the reason I'm streaming right now is because I just packed things for like 9 hours straight today, and I have to, I have to recharge. I have to sit here with you guys and talk about this stuff, whatever it is. So even if it was I could only do it 1 day a week, I would still do it 1 day a week. I would still rip 1 day a week. I was doing it when I had a full-time job. That's the way it is. I gotta get caught up. Let me know if you have any other questions about the streaming stuff, though. CGC is on the rise. Yes, 151 is going away, but did you hear about Purdy? I did. Is that good for a why? Okay, you explain everything so well with the graphs. I'm trying to think of questions. That's fine, Raymond. It's the first time hearing about that. Okay, I don't know what's happening here. You guys are... Dude, Josie doesn't know how to make sense when he talks. Am I right? Alright, what do we got? I'm kidding, Josie. Chill, please. Shouldn't have said anything. You think the Phantasmal Zard will go under $300? What is it right now? Mega, Charizard, SIR. What's the Lily's Clefairy right now? Lily's Clefairy is like 130 bucks. No? I mean, I could literally buy a mod play one for $380. That means that somebody hurt it. They hurt it. There's a $490 damaged one on TCG Play right now. It's $500. Will it go under $300? I'm not going to say no, because, like, what if they stopped making anything and they only printed Phantasmal and, you know, it's like... But, like, I wouldn't be buying it today being like, it's for sure never going to go lower than it is right now. Like, that's... I do not have that opinion. Alright, Ravens wants to know what's your favorite set to open. What do you think is going to be in the 30th anniversary? So I have said, since we started talking about the 30th anniversary, they're going to have tag teams in it. They're going to have tag teams in it. They might not be cards that existed already as tag teams. There's going to be tag teams in it. That's what I would say. What else is going to be in the 30th anniversary? Maybe some more iconic scenes from the games. We've seen that a lot with, like, some of the trainer cards recently. Like, End's plan with the Ferris wheel. People went nuts for that. I think there's probably some of that stuff that we could see a little bit more of. More iconic kind of stuff like that. Some scene cards would be cool. They're not all playable cards, right? Some of these cards are literally not for tournament play. Pokemon uses that to their advantage. I'm not sure. I'm not sure beyond that. My favorite set to open, though, I've always said 151. This is painful for me to say. I think 151 can get a little stale based on the fact that they treated Black Bolt and White Flare so good. Is that fair to say? Like, Black Bolt and White Flare, literally, every Pokemon has an AR or an SIR or an IR, at least. And instead we got Mr. Mime, we got Nidoking, like... So 151 to me is... Maybe it's not the answer anymore. Man. Maybe it'll be 151 a year or two from now. But it might be so expensive that it's going to be... But it has Demigod and God Pack, so it's... Listen, they just did so good with Black Bolt and White Flare, and I didn't know any Unova Pokemon before Black Bolt and White Flare came out. I had to learn all of Unova Pokemon when that set came out because I just didn't know it. And nobody knew it. Like there's so many, like, boomer streamers like me that are like, who knows Black and White? Like, I don't know. They have an ice cream Pokemon and a garbage can Pokemon. I don't know these Pokemon. And these are people who are, like, doing this for a living. You know what I mean? So, and they did it so good. Like, please, Mr. Pokemon, if you're listening, give us a Ruby and Sapphire Black Bolt White Flare set. Make it one. Make it the Emerald set. I don't care. Put everything in there, bro. That's the only thing that's tough about 151. Okay, I can see some of chat, and Pokevon is asking if I'm a boomer. Pokevon, here's the problem. You have revealed yourself to be a boomer by asking if I'm a boomer. When I say boomer, I just mean older than whatever young is considered now. Boomer will always be older than 25 for the rest of time. Until it becomes millennial, and then I'll really be angry. But anyway. No, I'm not a boomer. Actually. But I am a boomer because I'm old. In the Pokemon world, I am as old as Pokemon. I am a boomer. And I know, Pokemon, I know you're not an actual boomer because I don't think we have any boomers. I think my parents would be the only boomers that have watched the stream, or at least talked in the stream. My favorite set to open, though, man, the new set. And I don't mean that as in the newest set, I mean the set that I haven't opened. Opening some of the XY sets that we opened on the 1K anniversary stream, some of the Sun and Moon sets that we've got to open recently, like, that stuff's cool. I hate opening Evolving Skies. Pulling the Moonbreon, that's pretty cool. Because that's a card that I'm like, I might never pull this out of a pack ever. Hate VA comment, you're talking about taxes. I know, Josie. But, you know, why the taxes? He's giving... Don't get up, Josie. Sneeze, retracted the message. Galaxy, we're doing well. Clarity of mind on the completion. Oh, if you're a completionist and you have to complete a set, that's, you know. But do you have the staff cards? Do you have all the promos from that era? Complete sets, that's good. But here we go. I mastered Silver Tempest because I got the Lugia, but that set sucked to master. Not enjoyable. Master what you like. Don't master what you like. I don't know. Do whatever you want. Love, master setting Gem 3. Quest is a big fan. Gem 3, pretty. The gem sets are all good. Galaxy says showing your face is a huge advantage. Yeah, and I think, like, it's, I don't know. I'll harp on this a lot. If you started a Pokemon business in 2025, bro, like me, it's, people did not like you. Like, that, I did not have, like, my Instagram comments from the first 2 months were not people being like, ooh, yay, another person selling Japanese packs. They were like, hey, scalper, how about you leave forever and never come back and don't ever enjoy Pokemon ever again. But they probably would have said that regardless of whether I was showing my face or not. I just think that what I will say is, if you are willing to be transparent and honest, not full kimono open about your business, you guys don't need to know every little detail about every little thing that I do for other people or for myself or for the business. But if you're transparent where it matters, that could be as important. You can show your face and not be transparent, and that doesn't mean that you're going to have a leg up. But, I don't know. I like to know that I'm buying from a person and not a nameless, faceless conglomerate that just exists. It's like buying your house from somebody, and they're like, hey, the previous owners left you this letter. You're like, I got a letter for the previous owner, and they told me all the weird stuff with the house. Versus buying a house from BlackRock, and they're like, yeah, we put a fake refrigerator door in that is cardboard, and your whole house is gonna light on fire because we just made the outside look nice and made our 18% margin by flipping the house in 6 months. Go buy from Walmart if you want to support a nameless, faceless. Which, you know, I don't know. They have MSRP, which is apparently the most important thing. So, I don't know. Be price sensitive when it makes sense. Be supportive of small businesses and people you like when it makes sense. That's a big rant point for me. I had a conversation with somebody about it this weekend. When I started, I did not post this on my personal Instagram. I did not tell all my friends. I wasn't on Facebook. I wasn't on LinkedIn putting, oh, I just started this Pokemon business. I was like, I want to do this for people that don't know who I am. Because if they will support me, then sure. Then when people come in and they're like, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I stream on YouTube, and they show up and I have 50 of you going nuts in the chat like it was Friday night or whatever. And they're like, this is crazy. I'm like, yeah, I know. Yeah, I also think it's crazy. I think it is actually crazy. Yeah. Steve says putting face to person builds a little more trust. Yes, Ravens, yeah, exactly. I don't, and again, like, I think, you know, I don't know. There's like anonymous businesses that exist out there that aren't, but it's a little different. If I didn't have a face on my videos or on my stream or whatever it was, and I was sending you stuff that was sealed and it was in the original factory packaging and all that stuff, and it, you know, and it was legitimate, who cares? I'm opening your packs. I'm handling your cards with my bare hands and my meaty claws. Like, you, I don't know. Yeah, you want to see my face when I go, ooh, wow, this is a Moonbryon. That's pretty cool. As opposed to being like, there's Umbreon with a moon on it. And then we're just like on to the next card because I got to rip the packs because I'm getting paid to rip the packs and that's it. I don't know. I'm spoiled in that regard. Oh, when do you rip for yourself? Bro, I rip for myself every time I rip for you guys. I just don't get to keep the cards, which is fine. Okay, hold on. Where are we at? Gangachu with a Pikachu stamp. Oh yeah, remember when that was confirmed for the Trick or Trade? Gangachu in Trick or Trade! There wasn't even Trick or Trade this year. Get out of town. Josie, come back. Yeah, to the Cerulean in the background, 151. Does the Zard go up? Maybe. Make an argument for each side, see which argument you like more. 151 is disappointing that you can only convert new variables right there with me. Sneeze, no zero Pokemon from Sun and Moon. I know Sun and Moon Pokemon. I don't know these Ultra Beasts, Necrozma, Eldegoss. I don't have it. I don't have it. My grandparents. Galaxy says, if you haven't already, when are you going to apply to distros? Many of them are taking breakers. Galaxy, I will tell you this. Every month for the last 6 months, I have been applying, sending distro emails, all that kind of stuff. I watched your video today. I was like, wait a minute. I forgot that Galaxy has distribution. Galaxy, we might need to... Step in my office, Galaxy. We might need to have a conversation if you can send me an email of an email of an email, but... I also am in the position where it's like... About to have a lot of uncertainty in the life. Don't really know exactly how everything's going to go. Am I going to be streaming that much? How much am I going to be able to sell sealed product to people who generally only buy live rips from me? What's my... how does all of that work out? How much spend could I possibly spend in a world where I'm not really trying to overspend in order to build reputation? But yes, I did watch your video today and I was thinking about that. But it's also like... Then I watched Pokey&E and Brian's like... Do not even bother reaching out to distribution until you have 10,000 subscribers on YouTube and you've posted enough videos that like they can go and see that you're a legitimate person. Now, I think I've definitely posted enough videos to prove that I'm a legitimate business, but I also hear people like Retrospects talking about how he can't even get into distro because he's online e-commerce only. He's not a breaker, and yet he sells how much? Figures? 7 figures? 7 figures? 8 figures, though? Is he? I don't know. We need that retro 2025 recap. And he's not getting distribution. And he's someone who would literally sell for 1 penny profit if he had to. 1,000,000 times. To pay his mortgage or not. Like, he would do that. Like, that guy seems like he would... So, anyway, I have been applying. I send my stuff in. I don't know if it's net negative to send my stuff in. I assume it all goes in one big folder, and then, like, someone goes through it every once in a while, and they, like, maybe look into it. But, yeah, I have applied to a lot, and a lot of places give you the... We are not accepting applications from non-physical locations right now, so... I don't know. Maybe I need to buy a 100 square foot building that has a toilet and a table and then become a tournament shop and only open for tournaments. I also think it is a certain thing of like right circumstances. Like I think people talk about this, like Nostalgianomics has distro now, and the only reason he has distro, probably not the only reason, but the main reason is big subscriber count on YouTube. You can go in and look at his pack rips and see how many packs he opens. And this guy probably has money to spend with us. Whereas for me, they're going to be like, oh, you started this year? Now, I don't think, and my video is going to come out later doing my 2025 and recap, but I'm going to be pretty, I don't know, how am I going to say this? I'm not going to be modest and be like, I don't know, Go watch Galaxy's video if you haven't already. He talks about how he became a seven-figure Pokemon card business. If I took my last 6 months, where I was also working a full-time job, and blah, 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 and then I take these next 6 months, and I put my full year together from when I would say I officially, like, actually did the thing in June, I'd be pushing 7 figures. So, God, I can't wait to make that video and then have to have the conversation with you guys about it, because it's literally $0 of net revenue at the end of the year. So it's like, oh, Mike did how much? He did 6 figures. He did how much? And then I'm gonna be like, yeah, and I made $0 because it all went back into the business. It's all this stuff. It's all cards that are being graded. It's all the shelving and the lighting and you just put it back into the business. That video should be out tomorrow is the plan. Tomorrow or Wednesday. you have any goal size projects you want to do on the Rip and Ship, not just like a sub goal? Yeah, no, I think I'm okay. So this is so weird. So like the sub goal was like get to 1,000 subs because get to 1,000 subs. Like it just makes sense. You're on YouTube. Ad revenue is gonna be there's gonna be ads anyway. Ad revenue, you should just get it. That should just be the thing. And I think that the 1,000 sub goal was good, and I have not set another one. And our rate of subs month over month, they do your trailing 28, has increased. And I haven't made any sub to the channel in order to get this. I'm doing a giveaway when we get to this amount of subs. Like, that's not any of the stuff that's on there. I am not, this is weird because I'm going to make the 2025, I'm going to finish the 2025 year in review video, and I'm going to talk about what's coming up next for 2026. I am not a person that believes in New Year's resolutions, if that makes sense. They exist. I believe in them. You can do them. I think that it is a time of year in which it makes sense calendar-wise. Oh, it's a brand new year. We should figure out what we're going to do for this calendar year. I don't know. Make your own year. Your year can start on February 28th, and then you can just go annually from there if you want and do your goals that way. Businesses run their operations on a fiscal year that's different than the calendar year. A lot of you live in areas where it's really cold right now and there's not a lot of sunlight right now, and you're probably not as motivated to go to the gym or to walk your dogs or to do your blah or to all that stuff. I think it's a hard time of year to level set expectations and then follow through immediately. For me personally, what I would say is I don't set any, and I'm not setting any right now because it's a pretty specific reason, right, with the baby coming in the next few weeks here. That being said, for the stream in general, projects I'm working on are some of the things like I was saying about how I wish that it was a little bit more of a production for the stream. We do have some nice things because of you, New Variable. We have the flute tunes, we have the seance songs, and we do some pretty specific stuff, right? We meme around with some of the, whatever, the camera angles sometimes. I have the Victini buy thing that I put up. Different things like that I kind of wish I had the ability to do more of immediately. But I know there's some build up to that. I'm obviously going to have some time to do that kind of stuff since I'm not going to be like live as much. So I still plan on working as much as I am by being live right now, but not being live as much. I won't be able to stream as much. I won't be able to do 10 or 12 hour streams when there's a 2-week-old baby in the house. But that's kind of the main stuff there is like enhancements to the stream. And then like, I don't know, maybe some other changes related to some things. I don't know. Maybe you guys have some feedback on that. One of the things I've been thinking about a lot is the shipping operation. I know it was like, oh, it's for the month of October, free shipping. And then I was like, we're doing it through November. And then I was like, we're doing it to the end of the year. And now it's like, we're still doing it. I don't think I'm going to be changing any of it. But if there is any feedback in the chat, anybody that wants to say right now, like, I love the way you do shipping versus like, I wish that you shipped immediately the next day, or I wish I had the option to pay for signature on my shipping. I wish I had the option to, you know, whatever. If there's any feedback like that, I'd love to hear that, because that is something that's on my mind on days like today, where I just packed 50 plus orders from the last week, and every week I get some questions about what's getting shipped, or, you know, what's the tracking for this, or I just get some questions every week, so I'd like to, I don't know, maybe we could open that up a little bit if people have any questions there. But for me personally, net, I think it is a positive to run shipping the way that it is right now. I don't have to do any refunds for anybody. You guys don't have to worry about spending money up front and when you're going to get the refunds related to that. You don't have to worry about paying shipping multiple times just because you order multiple times in a stream. But I think that there are some differences there, and I still like to give the options that people would like. I'm gonna give the people what they want kind of a guy, unless the people are wrong. Customer's not always right. Customer is always right. You guys are also people, though, so sometimes you can be wrong. Galaxy saying he got lucky. 2K in July. I'm not worried about sub count. Maybe I should be. I know I just gave that whole rant about, oh, I should do 10K subs in order to get distribution. Maybe I should be worried about sub count. I will say, because I'm going to be streaming less, my ability to make pre-recorded content is going to have to supplement that. So you guys will see, and it is part of my 2026 goals. This isn't related to the rip and ship, so it's not exactly what New Variable was asking maybe, but I would say, like, I need to make more videos. Like, that, I guess, just that simple. Like, I just need to make more long-form YouTube videos. So, that's the deal there. Galaxy didn't make any this year because I have no idea what to expect. Yeah, you're in a big turmoil spot. And this is like why I made that video on New Year's Day, where I was like, this is the year about consistency and inconsistent times. Like, I don't know what this year is going to look like, so I have to be consistent when I can be. I have to be intentional about being consistent. Send all your products to me, I'll stream your place. Sneeze, bet. Wait a minute, Sneeze. You have all my products. Turn the stream on. Send me 5%. Seabass says with streaming, how do you minimize the glare on the top? You can't reduce the glare on the top loaders. Top loaders suck. They just suck. I honestly should probably stop using top loaders, but it's kind of like preset now that you guys expect top loaders as opposed to expecting card savers and just penny sleeving, but I don't know. Top loaders are easy and safe storage for me with the volume of cards that I deal with. I just use them, but it's just camera angles, lighting, knowing where to hold the cards. Are you vending it all this year? God, we went to Front Row Card Show, and I literally sat at Swan's Emporium's table for like 30% of the time that I was there. When we were at Front Row Card Show. That's where we just were. When we were at Card Party in October, I sat at vendors' tables for like 20-30% of the time. Not like walking around to vendor tables, like 1 or 2 vendors' tables. I was just there hanging out 20-30% of the time. It's funny because I was making the joke to Derek and Johnny with Swan's Emporium, like, I should probably be vending. If I'm just going to be sitting here waiting to see what cards you guys get and then buy the cards that you guys buy from somebody else and I pay more, I should just be buying the cards that I want sitting at a table. I don't think I will have the time. Those are long days, and it's very limiting in the freedom that you have when you are vending tables like that. You are stuck at a table. Should I probably vend? Yeah. Will I vend? Probably not. Probably not this year. Sloth says, hey, Seabass wants feet pics. Tyler Neal says, I definitely prefer to buy from you. The other place based on shipping and taxes. Worth waiting. Yeah, I think it's a weird dichotomy of that, right? Like, you are buying from me because you instantly want to know what is in the pack. And then you have to wait to get it. It's just an interesting thing. That being said, unless you're buying the pack from me to have it ripped instantly, and then your expectation is to be able to put it in your binder the next day, what's the difference between the next day and 10 days? I think that becomes a wash, right? And I say this a lot, too. You get your first package from me, you probably forgot your cards. You probably forgot what you pulled. I'll tell you this. I was packing some orders today, and I was like, I forgot that this person pulled that. You guys remember that on New Year's Eve, Joshua pulled a Bubble Mew? I forgot about that. So it's like, if I'm forgetting, some of you guys are probably forgetting, and then you get your stuff from me, and you're like, I forgot exactly what I got. This is kind of cool. It's like a reopening experience. So it's an interesting thing when you talk about, because there's people that do free shipping on like eBay Live and stuff like that. They're like, it's really good. Free shipping, yeah, you know, blah, blah, blah. But then they're packing the orders the next day. For me, it's a little, you gotta wait a little bit longer. Dusty likes it. Renato likes it. New Variable says good with a Galaxy. Raymond says you need to go viral. I don't want to go viral. I think a lot of people talk about this. I'd rather have this. I say this too. Like, everyone that's here right now, like I'd rather it be this and then we grow 5% of you every month for the next year or whatever it is. I don't want 100% growth. I don't want to double my sub count with a bunch of people who literally don't get what we're doing here. I don't want a bunch of people to like show up. Dude, I saw that one TikTok where you pulled that God pack out of Tag All-Stars. Can I get a free pack? When do you do giveaways? Deep Pocket Monster does giveaways every Monday. Why aren't you doing a giveaway? It's Monday. It's giveaway day, Zorner. Hi, GHB. So, we get that part? Some things are topical. Galaxies by 2026 goal is to be Zorner show. Yeah, the tough thing is like, it would be Charlotte. Like, that would be no question. Don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. I do know I will be, obviously, Phoenix Galacticon, and I do also know that I will be at Card Party San Diego. I gotta get out east for a card show. Have to. No more PSA 1 Charizard hunts. Definitely not. Card Party San Diego will be a thing. Raymond, that'll happen. I'm sure we'll cross paths at a card show. Jacob, how we doing? Your variable says I can wait for my cards. You can see my Gem 3 Master. Just put a placeholder and I go to the card shows. I do that shit. Yeah, yeah. And I think that that's like a thing. Renato says, any thoughts on buying hits from viewers and then selling them on your online shop? Okay. I have... What in the email did I just get? Very cool. In a good way. I have in my mind this idea that I can exist as a virtual card show vendor. I am a virtual card shop. Because the deal with the card shops, if you guys don't know, the way that like actual local card shops operate is they buy the booster boxes from distribution. You walk into their store. They sell you the pack. You sit down at a table, open the pack, pull an illustration rare Togedemaru Maru that you don't want. You sell it back to the card shop for store credit, buy another pack. Sit down, open it up, get a Charizard SIR. You go, I love this card. You leave, great, they're happy. The TCG shop did their thing. Or you then go, I want to sell this and I want to buy more stuff. I want to buy this graded card you have. I want to buy these singles you have, whatever it is. That's the way the TCG shop operate. The disconnect between me and that is you guys open cards and I'm sitting here and I have 50 orders to place and I don't know how many, I mean, let's say on average, can I see how many packs I opened? No, I'm not. I'm trying to say quickly, say $8 a pack, $80 an order. Is that right? Let me look. I'm going to give you guys an actual explanation of why this is hard to pull off. Because this is on my mind. Why am I going to go to a card show and look for the Venusaur SIR that I want to buy when someone just pulled one this stream and I could just buy it from them right now? What I don't want to do is what I hate, which is people in the chat being like, yo, sick Venusaur SIR, bro, let me buy it from you. And it's like, the person just ripped the pack. They don't even have the card in their hand yet. Let them enjoy it for a second while they're looking at it through their screen. Let Matt M walk outside in the snow and celebrate with his hands up in the air that he pulled an Umbreon out of Prismatic Evolutions before you're like, sell that to me, brother. That ain't what it is. Does that all make sense? Let's say on average we opened 2,000 packs last week. If everyone doesn't take bulk, that is 6,000 cards that I have to pack and ship out every Monday. I ain't going through 6,000 cards to try and find the good ones to then say, hey, can I buy this from you? And I got to reach out to somebody. And I got to do it in advance of me sending it to them, to the person. Hey, And then I got to make an offer, and then they got to be like, I don't like that offer. And then we got to go back and forth, and it's all through email over text message or whatever it is, or, you know, Discord DM over the, it's a, if I had enough capital, if I had enough money where I was just like, bro, I will buy any card that you pull on my stream, and I will buy it at 70% of market, and all you got to do is keep track of the cards that I pull for you, and then right before I ship, you send me a message and you say, hey, here's these 35 cards that I want you to buy, and you got to buy them all at 70%, 60% of market, no matter what. Store credit. Maybe I would do that. Is there a scenario where I'd like to have some consignment service where you rip with me and I just keep all your stuff until you want me to send it to you? But you can also say, hey, Zorner, can you list my Umbreon SIR that I pulled on your website? This is the price I would like to sell it for. You can take 10% when it sells. I'll take the rest. That sounds nice too. I don't have room for 6,000 cards times however many weeks it takes for you guys to sell the one card that you want or whatever it is, that kind of a thing. There's limitations to what I am capable of in that regard. So, yes. In a perfect world, yes. Do I wish that it was as easy as GalaxyGrails.io, where you could just go on there and everything's in your vault and you don't actually have to ship anything until you want it? You could sell it back instantly, automatically for a certain percentage? Yeah, I wish. Use code Zorner. Erwin says, I don't see how Josie could remember. Trust me, Erwin, of all people you named, Erwin, Josie remembers. Ravens was supposed to get a package. I think there was a storm, right? For a lot of people, there's some pretty bad storms that delayed some stuff. Jacob likes the free shipping. We should be confirmed for Card Party San Diego. Again, like 90 to 95% confirmed. Virtual card shop would be nice. No need to pay for leased land. I promise you, bro. I'm sitting here. This is my wingspan. You guys can see my hands. I don't have that much room around me right now where I can wheel. I'm running into something. That's the desk. That's it. And this is all I have. This is not, I do not have space. That is not a false wall. I got another wall like that that's over here that has shipping boxes and all your guys' stuff. I have another one over there that's all, it's a bunch of random stuff right now. I don't have space. I would love to. Mike is 6'3". I promise you I am not 6'3". I promise you. Diego. What up, Mike? Indeed, what is up? Diego, how are you? Creates more of an open network. Raven says it was okay to ask if you go high for me. Oh, Ravens, I would tell you. Oh, that was my knee on my desk. I told you I don't have space in here, bro. I was just telling you guys. I don't have any room in here. I just banged my own knee on my own desk. Ow. This was fine, Ravens. This was fine. I would have told you, like, hey, like, I don't think I can. I have looked for cards for people before. I know a lot of you guys don't have card shows near you. You don't go to card shows. Just, like, if it was at a point where everyone was like, hey, you're going to a card show, can you get this for me? Then I would have, you know, then I'd be like, can't do that. But, you know, if I can find cards and make a deal and sell you the cards, I will do that. Especially if there's cards you're looking for. But that all depends. All right, we are almost caught up. I am an hour and 20 minutes in. I usually like to keep these for like an hour and a half because otherwise I start to ramble about things that nobody cares about and chat gets pretty quiet. So if you guys have any other questions, please drop them in the chat. Yeah. I think if you did, based on the way you talk about your numbers, you need 25% margin to be positive cash flow. 70 to 20. Yeah, this is tough. I don't have the churn for stuff like that. Like, you could go on my website and see a whole bunch of singles right now. Promo cards, different singles that I've listed on the website. I sell a couple loose cards a week. Could I get the eBay operation up and running and sell a whole bunch of stuff and make 8% margin there? Sure. Is it better if I spend that capital on packs that I don't have? Probably. Like, for every person that wants to sell me their Umbreon SIR, like, how much is an Umbreon? I should know this. $1,300? Didn't we talk about this? We said it was $800, but that's not true. It's like $1,100 right now, right? What's the last solds on eBay? That's what I actually want to know. Okay, well, that one's $1,600. I don't know about that. $1,000, $1,200. Okay, so for every $1,200 that I could spend on an Umbreon, and then, or like, I spend $1,000 and I'm selling it for $1,200. So that's $200 profit, 20% margin. That's pretty good. But I gotta spend $1,000 on an Umbreon, and I don't know how fast I'm gonna be able to sell that. But if I spend $1,000 on sleeved Silver Tempest packs, on Unified Minds 3-pack hanger boxes, I will sell those. And we will have a lot of fun opening them. It's good content. It's stuff I don't always have. It's stuff I wish I always had. It's stuff I wish I would have more than an Umbreon SIR. It's the same reason that the personal collection is not the main goal right now. I buy some cards for myself every once in a while. I've been showing them off on stream a little bit more. I've been talking about some of the pickups that I have. I was feeling a little comfortable at the card show. I had a lot of money to spend to get down to $0 at the end of the year. But I'm not out here being like, I gotta pull the Mewtwo out of Destined Rivals because I'm collecting Mewtwo's right now. Because every pack that I rip of Destined Rivals is one chance that I'm short on the packs that I need to have for the stream. That's why when I rip stuff for myself, it's like the celebration streams. I pulled that Mega Mewtwo at the 1K celebration stream, bro. That is my card forever. Because I will always remember that that's when I hit 1,000 subs on YouTube. And I am not a sentimental person like that. I do not care about that stuff normally. Don't care about New Year's resolutions. I don't care about sentimental stuff. Usually. Maybe I'm getting a little bit more. But I'm certainly in that category now with cool celebrations, stuff like that. The Raichu, the Rainbow Raichu that we pulled from the box that we did on my birthday. You know. That's where I'm at. Not a giant. Not a giant. I've been looking for Skarmories. That's true. Use the ball eBay vaults. You can buy cards and then ship the eBay vault. Slab cards only for the vault, for the PSA vault, for the I don't even think the eBay vault exists anymore, right? So the PSA vault, CGC vault. Here's Grimer asking the important questions. I do need to get Shining Legends. We're gonna come back to that, Grimer. I got a sealed Dark Tail. So I don't know if I should keep it sealed or not. This is the answer for anyone that ever asked, should I open it or should I keep it sealed? Why are you opening it? Why would you keep it sealed? Why would you sell it? Those are the three categories on the triangle. I would open it because that's where I get my joy, and I spent money on it, and I want to get joy equivalent to that dollar amount that I spent on it, and I think it is worth that amount of money. Why do you go see a movie in theater? Why should you go see Avatar in theater instead of watching it at home for free when it's on Prime in 6 months and you can watch it for free? Well, I want to see it on the big screen. I want to experience it that way. That's the experience that I want to spend my money on. I don't want to go see whatever the new Adam Sandler comedy is in the theater just to hear other people laugh or talk or whatever it is, because I don't need to see that in the theater. I will watch it at home. I will spend $0 because I will do it that way. So in that category, do you want to open it? Because that's where you get your joy, is opening it, and you paid that amount of money to have your opening experience. That's your checkbox right there. I want to sell this because I don't want to open it, so I want to sell it. This is like weight down here in the corner. I'm getting pulled towards the I want to sell it. What are you going to do with the money if you sell it? Do you think it's going to go up over time if you don't sell it? Keep it sealed. Do you think it's not? You think that in a year from now, you're going to sell it for the same amount that you paid for it, and all you did was put your money into a tin, and then you just looked at the tin and didn't open it and didn't do anything else with it? I don't know. Maybe you like looking at it, and that was worth the $0 of holding it. If you want to rip it open and you think it's the right financial move, rip it open. Don't take out a lien on your house. Don't take out a loan to open Pokemon packs. Don't buy stuff to invest just because you've been told that stuff goes up over time. You can hold it. Let it go up over time. Sell it then. I think there's value in people putting stuff away that is sealed. This might be controversial in the modern market. oh, they're not collectors, these sealed collectors. They put a cardboard case up in their closet and now they're a sealed collector because they have a case of Evolving Skies booster box in their closet. That's not collector, that's a scalper. That's a scalper with some time in between. That's a hoarder. Hey, bro, if we ripped every pack that ever existed of Pokemon within the 2-year print window, 5 years from now when you're like, man, I would really love to have the Evolving Skies opening experience, guess what? You're not going to be able to. Because everyone ripped every pack of it that ever existed. I wish I could rip Team Rocket EX. Are you kidding me? Nintendo, Pokemon, EX era, Team Rocket returns. I want to pull the Mewtwo out of that set so badly. It costs so much to rip one pack of that. It is irresponsible to open a pack when you could buy the card, when you could X, when you could Y, when you could Z. But if you want that experience, if you like opening Prismatic Evolutions so badly that 10 years from now you want to be able to open on the 10-year anniversary of Prismatic Evolutions, you want to be able to open an ETB, you better hope somebody's putting it in their closet. Otherwise, it's not going to exist. That's the reason that all this is a thing. People put stuff away, they sell it for more money later because there's less of it. You could be that person, Ravens. You could have this Celebrations tin, you could put it on your shelf, you could look at it for the next 10 years. And then 10 years from now, you could sell it for 100 times what you paid for it. That's okay. Now, the point of Pokemon packs is to rip the packs open. Agreed. It doesn't mean you have to open them immediately. That being said, ZornerCards.com, buy some stuff, open it immediately, or have it shipped to you sealed, whatever you want to do. Grimer has a question about Ascended Heroes. $20 a pack for Ascended Heroes, over or under? I will tell you this, I just scalped my first pack of Ascended Heroes today. That's not true. I have scalped some ETBs, but I will not have those for quite some time. Today, I scalped 4 packs for $50. Oh, plus taxes, which was $10. Okay, for my total order. So I paid $13 a pack for Ascended Heroes today. I went to petboys.com. If you guys don't know Pet Boys, apparently they're a West Coast only automotive chain. Maybe you know Midas or Heineke. Meineke? I paid $12.50 a pack. I have 4 packs coming for $13 a pack. Am I gonna sell those packs for $20? I don't think so. But what happens when I sell those 4 packs and now I have 0 packs and I have to go buy more packs? Well, if I'm gonna be selling them for $15 a pack on opening day, that means I'm gonna be buying them from other people who are selling them for $15 a pack on opening day. In which case, I will have to be selling them for $18 a pack. Or I won't have them. So when does that cycle stop? When is there enough demand that is, or when is there enough supply that it sates the demand? Are people willing to pay $20 a pack? Because if people are willing to pay $20 a pack, there will be packs for sale for $20. I don't know what they're doing. And it took everyone, and I'm not a person to like brag, like I called it before everybody else, but my first reaction when they announced that release schedule on PokeBeach was, this is a joke? There's no way they're only releasing 2 and 3 pack blisters on opening day, and then we go 3 weeks before the ETBs come out. It didn't make sense to me. I made my first video on TikTok on my own in like 4 months. McWizard's been making all my other clips. I went on TikTok and straight up just recorded a face video of me being like, this is busted, something is wrong, and people were like, this is gonna stop the scalpers. And I was like, you don't understand how any of this works, and I stopped making videos on TikTok because they don't get it over there. It's a different, I don't know what the deal is. There's no way that these sets are supposed to be coming out this way. You have Nihil Zero coming out 7 days before they release a specialty set, where the last specialty set was selling for over $15 a pack on release. This one, they aren't releasing the ETBs on launch. They aren't releasing the poster collections on launch. They aren't releasing the binder collections on launch. They're releasing 2 and 3 pack blisters. It's still a bull market. You have Nihil Zero coming out, and then you have nothing until the ETBs come out, and then you have nothing until Nihil Zero and whatever else come out in English after the fact. $20 a pack? Where are the packs? I gotta scroll down and read chat. I'm gonna go back up again. Sneeze says you paid that much. Bro. Can anyone in chat tell me, has Walmart dropped Ascended Heroes pre-orders yet? Has Target dropped Ascended Heroes pre-orders yet? Where are the packs? Because the YouTubers aren't getting them. Catch 'em All Collectibles says he has 500 packs. They'll sell 500 packs in the first 2 hours of stream on opening day. I'll sell 500 packs on opening day. Maybe not at $20 a pack, but I'll sell them. Maybe I won't sell 500. Maybe I won't have 500 to sell. I probably won't have 500 to sell. I pre-ordered 2 ETB cases at $8 a pack. I'm not getting those until 4 weeks after the set comes out. That is crazy. I've been in this for less than a year. That is crazy. That is bananas. I don't know, bro. So, just for a second. Will people pay $20 a pack for this set? I don't think so. So, but if the packs, Pokey doesn't have the packs, I don't have the packs, I don't have distribution, I bet you Galaxy's in here being like, I'm getting 4, you know, Galaxy, are you even getting a case of any of this stuff? If so, I'm apparently buying it $13 a pack if you want to sell to me. Pokey Nostalgianomics, Eli, Pokemart, Danny Phantom's pissed, bro. What are you talking about? There's no packs of this stuff. $270, not even $500. It's just ludicrous. It's just ludicrous. All right, I gotta go back up. My bet, will they be for sale for over $20 a pack? I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised. I'll sit on the fence and say it could be less, could be more. Percentage-wise, if I had to bet that these packs are for sale for more than $17.50, you give me even money on $17.50, I will take the over. And part of it is because it looks... What looks worse? Maybe you guys can answer this while I'm catching up. Would you guys rather see me selling Ascended Heroes for $20 a pack or see me sell out at $15 a pack? What would you guys rather see? Would you rather see me sell out opening night, $15 a pack, sell all 50 packs that I end up with if I sell them for $15, or sell 40 of the 15 at $20 a pack, and then it still shows that I have 10 packs in stock? What makes more sense? Frankly, neither. That's why this is crazy. All right, let me move on. Sneeze stole my car for Pokemon. Ginger Scott. No, I did not watch this. Whoever this Ginger guy is. I don't know. Maybe I would like whatever he says, but I know that he's like the latest drama. I don't know anything about it though. Pep Boy's doing Pokemon. Pep Boy's definitely does not do Pokemon, but it's an old meme from the early days of the channel, because the guy that had distro that I bought from originally when I first started carrying Pokemon owned a mechanic shop that was next to a Pep Boy's. So I would always just post that I was at Pep Boy's scalping, getting Pokemon packs. Just silly. Ravens have told my streamer like be $25 and avoid at all costs. Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't want to carry the set. Like, I'm really praying. Like, I'll tell you guys, baby is expected due date is February 9th. Bro, please, little baby, show up 9 days early so I can just skip this garbage launch weekend of Ascended Heroes. I am begging. We're going on walks every day. We're eating spicy food. Like, I'm sitting there like, come on, don't you want to give birth a week early? Like, we need to avoid this Ascended Heroes garbage launch, dude. It's gonna be brutal. Now, when the ETBs come out, I'll have the ETBs. I'll have good prices on the packs and stuff like that. But I also might sell my ETBs as ETBs and not be doing live streams because of the baby. So who knows? I might miss Ascended Heroes. Wouldn't that be nice? Even Ace Hardware doing Pokemon. Ace has had Pokemon for a long time, right? But they're always like the marked up $7 a pack for a sleeve, like everything like that. Reject Descended Heroes of Breast now, L0. If there's a Ninja Spinner, I know that, but like when is the English one? Descended has 1 million IRs, yeah. No Walmart, no Target. No Target yet. Sneeze says my distro also giving me 0. Sneeze, let me talk to your distro. The Pikachu is too good. The Pika is too good from the Start Deck 100. 2 golds. The Mewtwo is gonna be good. Man, it's yeah, we got that heated. The big box isn't flooded. We're cooked. By the way, guys, buy from the big box. Not even kidding you. Buy from Walmart. Sell to me. You can do it. Barely any. Sell. Raymond says sell out. Random collection 25. Can you give me $500 to buy a Nintendo Switch 2? Come back tomorrow. Random collection. No. Random collection. Here's what I will do. If you go to Walmart and you're timed out for 24 hours because that was redonkulous, bro. And we're ending anyway, so it's not like you're gonna miss anything. Go to Walmart when they drop Ascended Heroes, buy as much Ascended Heroes as you can, message me on Discord, and sell me your Ascended Heroes, make a $500 profit, scalp your way to a Nintendo Switch 2. Bro, I gotta buy my wife a Nintendo Switch 2. I'm not out here buying you a Nintendo Switch 2. Perfect order in May. Bruh. 25 Ascended Heroes packs on release or a Switch 2. That's what I'm saying, Grimer. Which would you rather have, bro? Keep it sealed. Scalp it. Eddie's here for the MSRP. Eddie, I sent you an MSRP pack of, what's it called? Journey Together today. And by MSRP pack, I mean it was $0 because MSRP is technically an imaginary number. Chat, I am fully caught up. I'm calling off work and camping in front of Target for 3 days in advance. Scalper life. Yeah. That's a good way to make $70, bro. Hey, he said, shout out, gang. I hope you pull the Lily's Clefairy. If you guys have any questions, my plan is to do this every Monday going forward. Unfortunately, next Monday, the Steelers will be playing in the playoffs, and I will have to watch them, and I will have to sweat another Steelers Island game. Last night's game was crazy. If you don't like football, I get it, but if you know anything about football, that might have been one of the craziest football games you'll ever see in your entire life. That might be better than every game that we watched this weekend for Wild Card Weekend. Classic Steelers, bro. I'm back on the roller coaster after being off the roller coaster, after being on the roller coaster over the last 2 weeks. New variable shout out for the gifted Memby. Do I have some of those to give out? No, I'll do that later. Anyway, Emilio, appreciate you hanging out. Thanks for the good luck. Great stream, everybody. I appreciate all the questions, all that good stuff. If you guys have any other questions and I didn't answer them, when the video ends, leave a comment on the video, and then the next Q&A that I do, which will probably be Tuesday next week, not Monday, that one I will start with questions that people leave on this video. So if you have any questions, if you're watching this replay back and you have any questions, leave me a rocket emoji so I know you made it to the end here and you know that we are booming once again, even though December had a little bit of a slump. Pokemon's back, baby. Sell your One Piece. Invest in My Little Pony. Peace out. I'm just going to freeze because I don't have the actual peace screen. And then I'm going to let it sit for a minute before I end, because I know some people are like behind and stuff. And